Wherever you are in the world, good day, good people, good day, good people, good day, and welcome to Wow. I am your host, Siobhan Gross, marriage and family therapist, inspirational coach, and motivational speaker. It is a wonderful Wednesday indeed, guys, and you know what we do on Wednesdays. We come to Wow. That's right, we come to Wow. Wish only well all across the world. Listen, guys, I'm just going to have some quick conversations with you before my guest. I am actually still waiting for my guest to arrive. I hope everything is okay with her. So just bear with us. But I hope that you've had a wonderful, wonderful day thus far on this beautiful, wonderful Wednesday. And I hope that you've been able to maintain your peace. You know, we did the 3-day challenge about making your peace a priority. So I hope those of you who were able to participate in the challenge has been able to make peace your priority, right? We talked about quieting your mind. That was the very first day of the challenge that we talked about, right? And so, and then the second day, we talked about being able to know the difference between what you control and what's not in your control, right? And so I'm just so excited. I'm still on a high about the challenge, and congratulations to all of the winners. We had 3 most engaged participants of the 3-day online challenge. And so I'm just still so high about all of that. So listen, tomorrow on Wow, Wish Only Well radio show, I will be talking more in depth about how to quiet your mind, right? How to keep your mind quiet in the midst of all of the chaos, all of the confusion, all of the noise, all of the irritation that may be going on all around you. It's important for you to be able to quiet your mind in order for you to be able to have peace. Listen, guys, so let me get announcements out the way. Listen, you still can grab a copy of the Inner Strength of a Queen book, right? You can go to my website, SiobhanGross.com, to get a copy of the book. I pinned the chapter entitled I Am the Curse Breaker, right? And so you can go there and get the book. You can also get the book on Amazon.com. However, I would prefer that you go to my website, SiobhanGross.com, to get a copy of the book. Listen. I'm so excited. On September the 17th of 2022, that's going to be on a Saturday beginning at 10 a.m. Listen, we are going to have a Wow symposium, Wow for Women of Worth, right? We're going to be doing that at 10 a.m. and it's going to be at Stone Creek Baptist Church all the way in the big city of Dry Branch, Georgia. So listen, go to Eventbrite and get your tickets. Go now and get your tickets. You can also, if you want to avoid, because I know there's a slight fee that you have to pay for your tickets on Eventbrite. And if you want to avoid that, then you can do so by purchasing tickets directly from me. So you can just direct message me or send me an email to wishontywell.info@gmail.com. Again, that's wishontywell.info@gmail.com. Listen, guys, so our special guest scheduled for tonight should be Maya Scott, right? The founder and author of The Blood Blocked It, right? But I don't know. She has not arrived yet, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with her. I hope that everything is okay. She did confirm that she will be here, so I'm hoping that everything is absolutely okay with her. I see Facebook user on here, but I'm not seeing where she's actually showed up on here. So listen, guys, I apologize for that. We may have to reschedule so that she can come on and have her time to be able to talk about The Blood Blocked It. She has a book that's entitled Blood Blocked It, and she also has a book entitled Signed. Sounds like she has a marvelous story. Thank you so much for reaching out to her. She has a marvelous story that she wants to share. It's actually her testimony about some of the things that she's encountered in life that led to her to create her own company entitled The Blood Blocked It. So I can't wait to get into conversation with her about it, to learn how it all got started, how it all came about, and just learning about how she overcame some of the things that she has some of the things that she's had to go through in order to get to where she is today. How many of you know that you can find your purpose in your pain, a lot of times that's what lead to us coming out with what our gifts and our talents, our purpose, our ministries, a lot of times are tied to what the things that we've had to grow through. And sometimes those are growing pains that we have to grow through to get to where we are today. I know me, I have my own story of how I got to where I am today. I've shared that with some of you. I talked about it, how um, me being this little girl growing up in this small town of Dry Branch, Georgia, in some backwoods, pretty much, how my life got started there, right? I'm one of 8 siblings who were born to married parents. And it's just amazing how life turned out for me. Thankfully, I had a very, very good upbringing, brought up in a Baptist church. So just so excited about what God is doing in my life and how things have actually transpired for me. So totally excited about that. I'm still not seeing where, okay, looks like she's coming. So let me just go ahead on and do this, guys. Let me go ahead on and give an introduction of her as we give her time to get into the studio, right? And just sit for a moment to get herself prepared to be able to do the interview. Listen, you know this is going to be good when you have things to kind of come up to try to keep you from being where you need to be and being able to say what it is that you have to say to the viewers. You guys are firing up the comments over there, so that means that you're all set, ready to go to hear her as she come on to share. So let me go ahead on and read to you her introduction, because you know how we do it when we have guests that come on to the WOW TV show, or even the WOW radio show that comes on. The WOW radio show comes on Elevation Radio Network. You can also hear it on iHeartRadio. It comes on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So that will be tomorrow. So log on to that, tune into that tomorrow. You will have me. I will be your special guest. I will be the host with the most. You're a fantabulous host, right? For Fantastic and Fabulous. So it will be me going solo tomorrow, right? As we talk about quieting your mind. So listen, guys, as I've already stated, I am going to be introducing our fabulous guest. She is backstage, but we're going to give her a moment to kind of get herself together as I introduce her, okay? Maya Scott is the CEO of the Blood Blocked It LLC, and is the author of The Blood Blocked It and Sign. Those are 2 different books, right? She is the mother of 2 beautiful children, a certified life coach, motivational speaker, soon to be best-selling author, and most importantly, a vessel of the Most High, Jesus Christ. Maya was born in Laurel, Mississippi, and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. After experiencing many difficulties in her life, such as drug addiction, low self-esteem, suicidal thoughts, being molested as a child, homelessness, domestic abuse, and much more, Maya decided that it was time to turn her life over to God. Best decision ever. God showed up and showed out. He changed her whole world for the better. God lit a fire within her that she never knew existed. Now she is ready to share her testimony with the world. Maya is living proof that the blood still works. Her goal is to give faith to the faithless and hope to the hopeless through her books and speaking. When you have experienced a magnitude of trauma in your life and by the grace of God still standing, that's a victory in itself. Don't let the pain of your past consume you. Be open to learn from your mistakes and turn your pain into power. Maya's message is and always will be, you can do all things through Christ, Jesus, who strengthens you. Listen, guys, without further ado, let's welcome to the show, the Wild Wish Only Well live television show, Maya Scott.
Hey, how y'all
Hello, hello.
doing? How you doing? How you doing? Sorry for the delay. Let me tell you something. The devil been fighting me. I'm just leaving urgent care. Like he's been attacked, trying to come up against my body. So whoever is watching, I know the Lord have a word for you today, because the devil been fighting me. I was like, I'm gonna just reschedule, and I'm like, no, I'm going on here and say what the Lord got me to want me to say today. So it is a pleasure to be here. Whew.
Oh my goodness. I am so listen, I knew some I said something. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? I was like, is she okay? That was my major concern. Listen, we could always reschedule and do this differently. We'll get as far as we can go within the show, and then look, if we have to do part two for you to come back again, you can.
We going
But
all the way today. The
we're
only
going all the
person
way.
getting a
This
victory
is
today is the Lord.
exactly. Yes, and this is how you know that this is your this is the space for you to be in, because everything come against when there is a word for somebody and somebody specifically, then Satan
Yes,
rears
ma'am.
his head. But he doesn't have the victory today.
He don't.
Listen, you got guests. They were firing up the chat, and thanks to whoever reached out to you. So glad, because I didn't. I was like, where did they do? I don't see her. I have her number, but
Miss
we're all
Sunshine
good.
just
Listen.
text my phone. She said, Maya, where you at? I was running out the urgent care. I was like, I thought it started at 7 o'clock. She said, girl, it's Eastern time, girl. I'm like, I'm getting on right now. I'm sitting in my car. Whew,
It
I'm here.
happens, and that's what I thought. I was like, you know what? I've had guests or not. That's why I always try to make sure I tell them it's Eastern, but that's okay. You're here now. Listen, tell us all about the blood blocked it. The name of your company is just like wow, right? Even that, like, it's just so. How did it come about?
Yes, well, I got the name coming off of a fast, and God gave it to me. He told me to start writing. So I started writing about my life, about being molested, about being on drugs, being suicidal, being insecure, like being in domestic situations, like going through a lot. And God told me to start writing about it so I can release it and help others. And
Hmm.
that's how the blood blocked it came about. That's what I stand on. I know God got it. I know He gonna block it.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That is amazing. And you're absolutely right. I like how I actually shared this with someone earlier today. Not, I think it was yesterday. And there, it was I sent it to him, and it talked about how um, basically it talked about the difference between being a victim and being a survivor, right? And I'll read that a little bit later, but I want to hear more from you, because this is your time to shine, to share your story, so that someone, because I know that somebody can relate to what you've gone through, what you've grown through, and how you were able to turn your pain into purpose. So let's get into conversation about that. What do you think about? Do you feel like you're a victim or a survivor, or both, or neither?
I'm a victor.
I
I'm a
love it.
victor. We have victory over that. God gave me victory over that, and He used that pain and turned it into my passion, into draw in my purpose to draw people more closer to Him.
Hmm.
So I don't look at myself as a victim no longer. I'm a
Hmm.
victor because He
I
gave
love
me the victory. When He got up, I got up with Him. When He got up, I got up with Him.
I love it. And I talked, you know what? We had like a series of shows, right? It was around resurrection time, right? And so I
Mhm.
said that I think a lot of times as Christians, as believers in Christ, we underestimate, or maybe we just don't understand all of the benefits that are associated to the fact that He got up, what the blood
Mhm.
actually does for us, right? And,
Mhm.
and the power that is released to us as a result of that. So listen, I'm just so excited. So listen, you talk a lot about having these traumatic experiences, which we know that our experiences, our past experiences shape who we are. So let's talk about the many traumatic experiences you've encountered, the mental anguish, the pain associated with those experiences. So can you talk to the viewers about some of the things that you had to encounter?
Okay, so at the age of 6, I was molested by a family member, and my dad wasn't in my life. So my mom got married. She remarried, and I rebelled against my stepdad. And all he tried to do was love me, but I had that what you call it, that rejection on me. It was so heavy on me till it made me rebel against him. and I was dealing with the molestation, so I turned to drugs. The devil started playing with me in my identity, like I didn't fit in with anyone, like I'm different from everyone because my dad abused my mom and he abused my brothers and sisters. And so that made me just feel isolated because I feel like my siblings somewhat resented me because of my dad. And God later on fixed that relationship with us also. And so it made me feel like I was alone. So I turned to drugs. I started doing drugs real heavy. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd in the streets real heavy, selling drugs, and just wanted to be protected in the streets. Cause I was like, well, if nobody ain't gonna protect me, I'm gonna protect me. So I jumped off in the streets real heavy. I grew up in the church, but I was in religion. I wasn't in relationship with God. I
Mm,
knew of God, but I wasn't. I was in religion, and so after facing so many situations, like I finally was like, it's time to give my life over to God. And I called on God. I was sitting in jail for a murder that I didn't commit, that my family members turned on me. Family members was going to the police station writing statements on me. Family members now. And I'm sitting in jail. I had been shot at. I almost lost my life that night. And I'm like, God, I cannot do this no longer.
right.
Help me. Help me, God. Help me. And he showed up in my life. That's when I had my first real encounter with God. And
Mhm.
3 days later, I was released.
Wow. That's
God stepped
powerful.
in the courtroom. What the devil tried to use to keep me in there actually released me. When the judge read the affidavit, you know what he said? This baby ain't do nothing. He called me a baby in the church room, in the courtroom. He said, this baby ain't do nothing. We finna let this baby go. Set my bond for $10,000
The
on
blood
the murder
blocked it.
charge. The
The
blood
blood
blocked
blocked
it.
it. Yes,
The
for
blood
sure.
blocked it. So
Yes.
whoever under the sound of my voice, whatever you going through, God, no matter what the situation look like, no matter what you feel like, God gonna bring you through it. Just trust him. Just trust him. It can look bleak. It can look grim. It can be the last quarter and you're down 10 points. God will bring you through it. God will bring you through it. He will bring you through it. Listen, I've been going through so much.
Hmm.
And this is now. I'm talking about now. I ain't talking about back then. The stuff I'm talking about right now in my life.
Oh,
And
he's not
I have
gonna.
to
Yeah.
look up to God. And I'm like, God, I need you. I need you when people that you thought was close to you turn on you.
Mm,
When your health not well and you're like, oh well, you might have this. They tested me for MG. My neurologist called me and they was like, well, you might have this. And but I don't claim nothing. Like I told the doctor,
yeah.
I don't accept none of that. I don't have nothing.
Mm,
I don't have nothing. This is an attack from the enemy. We ain't claiming nothing because he said by his stripes I am healed. So I'm healed. I'm
exactly.
healed.
All you got to do is accept it because it's
I'm
already been
healed.
made available, right? It's already been
I'm
made,
healed.
made available to us. I just absolutely love it. And your testimony is so powerful because I know that there are people out there who are suffering because my background is in mental health, right? I am a marriage and family therapist, and I see a lot of this, even particularly in the younger, I've seen children. I mean, not even at the teenage level. When I say children, I'm talking about under the age of 13, right?
Hmm.
Who have been molested, who've gone through just horrendous acts of violence committed against them in their innocence, right? And being, trying to help them heal from it, to be honest, while I'm trying to make sense of how this could be, how this could
Hmm.
even happen, right? And I've
Hmm.
also had to work with teens, who, for a number of reasons, weren't able to be like at home and live in that environment. So what I like the most too, as I was reading up on you, who you are and what you do, you talk about you wanting to also get a word out. You're working to create content so that the younger generation, the youth, so that they would know that serving God is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that, because we need God, period, overall. And I think
Yes,
that we
ma'am.
have a better chance of winning this war if we introduce children earlier to Christ. And I love how you say it, but to have a relationship, not the religion, not just going to church, being a member of a church, but actual having that relationship with
Yes,
Christ.
ma'am.
Yeah. So talk about that, if you will.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to create content that the kids can relate to. Like, it's not all peaches and cream. And I want to show the kids, like, yeah, you can be out there on drugs. And yeah, you can do this and you can do that. And you can, but God can bring you through it. No
Yeah.
matter what you going through, you can get through it. And I just want to, I want to do movies
Mm.
about my life, and it's gonna be real raw. I'm raw. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm a raw person. I just give it to you raw, and that's what
Yes.
the world need. That's what this generation need, because they are young, but they are exposed to so much at the age that they are. They exposed to something. They got this social media. The world is teaching them because they learning stuff off this social media. So I need to. I'm going to. I have to change my
Yes.
word.
Change
I'm
that,
going
right?
to
Yes.
create content to help them and show them the real, like, of me being in the streets, me being in jail, me being homeless, me having an abortion at 15 years old. They need to see that. They need to know that, like, someone has been there. I am a witness. I am a testimony. Like, you can get through whatever you're going through. I did it. It was me. It was me. Me. It was me. I did it. Whatever. I did it. And look, he brought me through it. He
Wow.
made me. And when I go and speak, people be like, "Girl, you don't even look like you was." I said, "That's one thing about God. He'll make you new. He
I,
will make you new. He will
wow.
make you new." And he
Yeah.
done made me new.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And it is what we need, and people, we are being encouraged to tell stories not for our own glory, but for God to be able to get to glory, because people need to know that where they are, they don't have to stay there. They don't
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
remain where they are. And just because something bad has happened to you in your past and may actually be happening to you now, it doesn't mean that it has to define who you are and define who you will be,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Going forward. And so I absolutely love the fact that you say, here I am, I'm raw, I'm sharing what has happened to me so that someone would be able to see that there is hope, right?
Yes,
All they
ma'am.
need to do is just hold fast to Jesus, to Christ, right? The
Yes,
blood blocked
ma'am.
it for you, the blood can block it for them as well.
Yes, ma'am.
I absolutely love that. So you have the book, The Blood Blocked It, but you also have a book signed. So
Yes,
tell us
ma'am.
about your books that you've written specifically about sign, because let me not make any assumption, because I haven't had the opportunity to read your book, and I think someone put in the comment that they read your book and it's absolutely fabulous.
Hmm.
That where you're actually saying. So
Thank
tell us if
y'all,
you
whoever said that. Yes, well, the book "The Blood Blocked It" is about my life. It's about the molestation and all the other stuff that I just was talking about. But Signed is a book of prayers.
mm-hmm.
It's my personal prayers. It was never meant for release. I was going through a season in my life. I was under I was under spiritual attack, and I just started writing my prayers down. I was just talking to God, like, Jesus, help me, Lord, help me, help me control, all the way down to God, help me control my facial expressions when I respond. God, lead me through it. God, don't. It was just my personal prayers, and it was never meant for release. And one day I was sitting there work writing, and God said, "Here go your book right here." I was like, "God, I can't have. I really got to release this to the people." He was like,
Yes,
"Yes, they need to know the realness, because people think it's a certain way you need to pray.
yes,
Talk to God just how you talk to your mama, just how you talk to your best friend. He know everything anyway.
he
So go on
does.
and
Oh my
talk to
God.
him. God, help me. This job getting on my nerves. I'm stressed out. This. I talked, and I just was talking to God, and it was a blessing for me, and it's blessing others."
Well, isn't that amazing? Because he tell us to come as we are, and then not only that, with you being able to say how you relate to him, I mean, that's a testament to the relationship, right? That you have with him. It's a personal thing. It's a personal walk. And
Yes,
I love
ma'am.
it that you put that out there. And we need, and listen, God have you to write that because someone needed. Sometimes when we're in that place of desolation, as I call it, that place where we just seem like we can't even formulate the words. I've been there where I feel like I can't even formulate the words to a prayer. But thankfully, I have some co-workers from years ago when I first started out my career. They gave me a book of prayers, and that has been the best thing. So I can see sign being a blessing to many others in the way that the book of prayers that my co-workers had given to me years ago when I first started out as a substance abuse counselor working with women, one of the toughest population that I've ever had to work with. But being in that and just to have that book of prayers, but because little did I know things that would happen in my life that will require me to have to pull out that book and go back and literally be able to read. And one of my favorite prayers in that book is reading it. There's a prayer in there that called pleading the blood of Jesus, right?
Hmm.
My favorite prayer in that book, right? It talks about pleading the blood of Jesus almost over almost any circumstance, right? And so
Yes,
I love
ma'am.
that. So I say that like your book can definitely be a blessing to someone who may not be able to get a word out, but they can read it, right? They can read it out loud, and God will hear that and accept that as
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
absolutely
ma'am.
love it. Listen, we have a few minutes left in the show. So, what words of wisdom do you have for those experiencing trauma and pain that is so significant, so overwhelming that they want to give up, that they want to quit?
Don't quit. Don't quit. The biggest lie the enemy can tell you is you ain't gonna do this. You can't. You can't. Can't is the biggest lie the enemy tell you, and he try to play in your identity. You can. You will do it. Trust God. He will get you through it. I have seen some of the darkest days that a person can ever see. I even tried to commit suicide, and God brought me through it. He kept me here, and He brought me through it to tell you you can make it. Me being here on this live is a testament that you can make it. No,
Yeah.
not you can, you will make it.
Yes,
You will make it.
I love it.
Whatever you going through, it's small to God. Give it to
Yeah,
Him. What
I
you
love
carrying, it may be heavy for you, but it ain't heavy for God. Give
it.
it to
Yeah,
Him.
give it to
Let
them.
Him carry it.
Yes.
Have a sincere moment like, God, you know what? I can't do this. Cause people be like, I got to wait to get right. I'ma stop doing this before I come to talk to God right there. Why you smoking the blunt? Jesus, I
Amen.
need help with this. Talk to
Right.
God right there while you having a drink. Talk
Yeah.
talk to God right there when you go and see the man. Talk to God. Tell him. If
Yeah.
you was able to change yourself, Jesus would have never had to come. Talk to him. That's what he died for.
Oh my God. Yes.
Tell
Amen.
Jesus help you. And he will. He
Amen.
will. He will. He
Oh my.
will.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Listen, you're awesome. You're phenomenal. You are amazing. And your testimony is surely one that will bless millions of people. So please tell people how they can connect with you, your website. Please share that information with the viewers.
Okay, my website is www.thebloodblocked.com. You can find me on Instagram at Maya Myaah Shante Shanta. They both together. You can find me on Facebook at the Blood Blocked It and Maya Scott, YouTube Maya Scott, and that's it.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Listen, go to her website too because she has some awesome apparel on there. I love t-shirts. The blood blocked it. She has bookmarkers, her books. You can order her books on there. You can also book her for coaching, just a lot of things. And also, Maya is so phenomenal that she is also going to be on with the lady I love, hold dearly to my heart, Pamela Reese, Bust a Move radio show. I believe that's going to be September the 1st. It's
Yes,
coming up soon.
ma'am.
Yeah, so make sure that you tune in so that you can hear more of Maya's testimony, right? Of how the blood blocked it. Thank you so much for being a special guest here on Wow. This is all of our time for this segment. I hope that someone has been blessed, and I know for a fact that someone has been blessed by your testimony, by your appearance here today. And I pray that you will get better and get better and better and better, and that the enemy would just get off of your trail because you are too hot. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. All right. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of yourself, and we'll do this again real soon. All right. And to all of the viewers, you know what we do, guys. We wish only well all across the world. And today, as in any day, is always a good day to wow. Okay.
Yes,
Talk to you
ma'am.
later. Bye bye.
Bye.